Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about these ammonites that are mostly based off the Prehistoric Planet Season 2 ammonites from the episode Oceans. And let's get started with the video. First thing I would like to mention, most of the footage did get damaged and that I can't really use it anymore, so I was able to recover some of the footage and then I just kind of filmed the end part and put it together. So this is shorter than I would have liked it to be and less in detail, but I will try to explain it to the best of my abilities. So first, I'm just showing off the first one, but first I am going to be cutting the twisty ties down a little bit before I can get just the wire inside and remove the paper outer covering. Now I'm twisting them together to make them a little bit stronger and longer. And then I will roll out some clay to show and imprint the wire into it to make the proper size, and use a pencil on my finger to extend it to the right shape, and then use a pencil to detail it. And fill it with hot glue, and also insert the wire. And try to cover the wire up the best I can, and I do keep a little bit extra hanging out. Then I take it out and add some hot glue to fill in the patches, and I also trim down the shell. Then I twirl it into its curly shell shape. Next, I took a cylinder of clay and I put a hole into it, and then I cut it in half. It would be easier to fill the hot glue all the way down to the bottom. And I inserted the hot glue all the way up. I did texture it first. And once it was done, I pulled it out. I did have a failed attempt, but the second attempt came out perfectly fine. I get more clay since this is going to be a larger one. And I roll it out. I flatten it. Then I use the pencil to get a rough shape and smooth it out. And I curve it into a nice paperclip shape. Once I'm done with that, I detail the whole entire paperclip shaped shell and fill it with hot glue. After I take it out of the hot glue, I do flip it and then imprint it into the clay, and then I hot glue the two halves together. And I do that for most of the ammonites, but I did lose the footage for that. And I do fill in the holes. And trim it up. Now we have all the ammonites. And I take a flat piece of hot glue that I made and start cutting tentacle shapes. So what I do is to take some clay and make a little indent into it before it could be the head. I fill it up with hot glue and I stick the tentacles inside of it to make the head. Which once it's dry, I can attach it to the shell, and boom, you have the head attached to the shell and you have yourself an ammonite. Okay, now for the final result. And by the way, I am sorry that most of the footage for this did get deleted, so I am going to have to only show the parts of footage that I was able to get. But here are the end results. I do not have any of the scenes of me painting them, but here, I'll just show you guys the end results. First, we have a bellin.
This strange 6-foot-long giant is Baculites, which feeds near the sea floor.
Which I do not know the names for most of these, just I do know the name for
Baculites.
Decided to go with a brown shell and a yellow head and some sort of golden dots. And yeah, there is the Baculites. Then we have this one next, which I do not know the name of. Here it is. With the spiral shell. Next, let's move on to this one. I will probably put the names for these at the top. But here's this one. Which also, there's glow-in-the-dark paint on pretty much every single one of these. This one, I think the eyes and this part are glow-in-the-dark. Then, next, we have this guy. Which I did the glow-in-the-dark on the inside of the tentacles, but here it is. Here's this one, which I kind of just based the colors off of a nautilus.
With over 30,000 different species.
This is probably my least favorite one, but still came out pretty good. Next, let's move on to this one, which I decided to just go completely crazy with the colors, doing like a gold shell, but then also make it rainbow color tentacles, and the glow-in-the-dark is on the inside of the tentacles. But yeah, I really do like this one. Then we have another one of my favorite ones, which is this ammonite. Can't remember the species, but I based it off the colors of a flamboyant colorfish. So yeah, little cuttlefish. Then next we have Nostosaurus.
These are adult Nostosaurus. Ammonites have been thriving in these prehistoric oceans for almost 400 million years.
Which was in Prehistoric Planet Season 2. This is actually the idea I got most of these ammonites from. But here is the Nostosaurus. Spiral shell. This one was actually kind of hard to do because I had to do both sides of the shells and put it together, and then also had to make the top part into differently, and then just attach it to the top of this. And well, it made actually a pretty good Nostosaurus. I'm actually really proud of this one. This is probably one of my favorites, since it actually came out really well. And I based it off the Prehistoric Planet one, so I tried to match the colors as best as I could. I'm saving my favorite for last, but there's this one. Also don't know the name of. I kind of did a simple color for the tentacles, but it came out really nice. Also, the spiral shell is pretty good. You probably could unbend it back into its original shape, but I did not want that to happen. I just wanted to keep it like this. This is one I did get footage of me making. Then my favorite one, which I was actually very surprised this actually showed up in Prehistoric Planet 2. This is one of my favorite ammonites. This one, which I always called paperclip squid.
And almost matching it in size, Diplomoceras, shaped like a giant paperclip.
Here's its eyes. Yeah, it came out really well. It is actually the largest of all of them. But yeah, let's do a size comparison real fast. Okay, so here are all of them side by side. Let's just measure the largest one is about 7 inches, and the smallest one is about an inch, a little bit less than an inch actually. And yeah, I just want to hold on a few different angles so you guys can sort of get a good idea. I'm not measuring each one of these individually. Now let's compare it to, first let's compare it to a figure I never finished, which was this smock I made, which is larger than all of them. Let me see if I can get a better camera angle. Anyways, here's the smock compared to it, larger than all of them. I never finished this one, but I may paint it up in eventually, but it just doesn't take a good job. But yeah, here it is. Next, let's compare it to the first thing, probably the first one made with this style, my Helicoprion, which actually did eat squid, so this is sort of accurate. Here's the Helicoprion. Huge compared to him. Next, let's compare it to two that I did not make, but the Safari Ammonite, which is giant compared to all of them, which actually could work in scale because there are some ammonites that actually did get this huge, get like at least like 10 feet in diameter of the shell. And then here's a Tylosaurus, which also would have fed on ammonites. This is the Safari one. And yeah, it looks really nice. Last but not least, probably one of my favorite things I've made, my Leviathan, which doesn't even fit in frame because it's so large, but this thing could probably swallow any of these whole, or maybe except for the large two, but yeah. Anyways, these are all my ammonites, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.